Hey guys, this is Ms. Regine from SOAR Educational Services, and we're going to continue working on how to solve trigonometric functions. So here, if we have cotangent of 11 pi over 6, what I need to do is to draw my unit circle. So here we have pi half, pi, 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi. Okay, so if we're trying to find where 11 pi over 6 is, if we go halfway through the circle, we're at 6 pi over 6. That's how we have pi. If we went the full circle, we would have 12 pi over 6. And if you think about it, 12 divided by 6 gives you 2 pi. So 11 pi over 6 is right here. So, and the difference between 12 pi over 6 and 11 pi over 6 is pi over 6, which is a 30-degree angle. You can figure that out too also by using this formula. So we've seen that before. And if you cross multiply and then 180 divided by 6, it will give you 30. So we have a 30-degree angle. So now on our unit circle, this is one whole. This is the one across from the 30. The angle across from the 30 is 1/2. And the one across from the 60-degree, because this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So our unit circle either makes 30, 60, 90 or 45, 45, 90. All right, so that's going to be radical 3 over 2. Okay, so from there, what we have is we're doing cotangent. Okay, so we also need to remember that we're in the fourth quadrant here, so that's important to remember. We're in the fourth quadrant here. So our x is positive, but our y is negative. So this is negative 1/2. All right, now tangent is opposite over adjacent. So this is our 30-degree angle. But we're doing cotangent, which is the reciprocal. So it is adjacent over opposite. So negative 1/2 divided by radical 3 over 2. So we can keep, change, flip to solve for this. Keep negative 1/2 and flip it. Okay, and here we have negative 1 over the square root of 3. But we know that we have to rationalize our denominator. So we have negative square root of 3 over 3. Okay, so let's make sure that's correct. So we have negative 1/2. That's our 30-degree. Our 60-degree is you take that 1/2, you multiply by square root of 3, so that's square root of 3 over 2. Since it's cotangent, sorry. So instead of, you know what? That's why I needed to check. I just solved for tangent, because that's opposite over adjacent. And we need to solve for cotangent. So that's the answer for tangent, guys, if you were asked to solve for tangent. But cotangent is reciprocal, so it's adjacent over hypotenuse. I'm sorry, adjacent over opposite. So adjacent over opposite. So our adjacent is square root of 3 over 2. Our opposite is negative 1/2. But we are dividing fractions, so we keep, change, flip. And that's times negative 2 over 1. The 2's cancel, and we just have the square root of the negative square root of 3. So that's our cotangent of 11 pi over 6. All right, now let's solve for cosecant of 3 pi over 4. All right, so this is pi half, this is pi 0. So if you imagine breaking up your unit circle, the top part, into 4 parts, this would be pi over 4, 1 pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, and this is what we're looking for, 3 pi over 4. 3 pi over 4 is a 45-degree angle, and again, if you want to check that, you can use this formula to check it. So with the 45, 45, 90-degree angle, the way it works is the two legs, it's a isosceles triangle, so the two legs are equal, they're both 1, and the hypotenuse is square root of 2. Now we're doing cosecant. Cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. So our sine is, so this is our 45-degree angle. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, but we're doing cosecant, so we can do hypotenuse over opposite. And let me see if our sine, okay, you have your negative right here, -1, but since we're doing, okay, so it is positive. And there are rules for that. That's also good to remember. All student take calculus is what I use, so everything is positive here. Sine is positive here, and that means cosecant is positive in this quadrant, in the second quadrant. Also, tangent is positive in the third quadrant, and cosine and secant are positive in the fourth quadrant. So yeah, so this is positive square root of 2. All right, let's see, tangent of 270 degrees. So we have 90, 180, 270, and we have 260. So 270 is our quadrangle. It's right here on the unit circle. When the ones that fall on the unit circle, we can just look at what ordered pair matches with them. So it is 0, x is 0, and y is -1. Another way to think about tangent, another definition of tangent besides opposite over adjacent, is you can think of it as y over x. So if you look at any pre-calculus book, you'll often see this definition. Tangent is y over x. So our y is -1, our x is 0, and that's an algebra rule. You cannot have 0 in your denominator. So tangent is undefined. Okay, sometimes you're given really large numbers. Like, let's say here we have the cosine of -1035. Let's see if we can figure out where this falls. So I know, let's do it quickly. If we go through, that's 360. We go through a second time, 360 times 2. That should be 720. Let's see, 720. So you might pull out a calculator a little bit for this. So if we do it a third time, that's 1080. Okay, so we don't want, plus it's negative. So just think everything I've just done, do the reverse. So we're at -1080 if we went 3 full circle. But we need to bump it back a little bit. So the difference between 1080 and 1035, like how far back do we need to go? It's 45. Okay, so it's a 45-degree angle right here. So I hope that made sense to you, because we're going clockwise. So you have -360, -720, -1080 if you went the full circle, but we needed to stop at 1035, so a little bit before. So that would be -1035. Now I just said this, that everything is positive in the first quadrant, so I'm not even gonna worry about that. It's a 45, 45. We just did that. This is 1. This is also 1, and this is the square root of 2. So cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So for a 45-degree angle, adjacent is 1, and hypotenuse is square root of 2. We cannot have radicals in our denominator, so we're going to rationalize that. Square root of 2 over square root of 2, and that gives us square root of 2 over 2. So the cosine of -1035 is square root of 2 over 2. All right, we'll try one last one, and then we'll stop. All right, cosine of -5 pi. So again, we're going clockwise. So this is -pi, -2 pi, -3 pi, -4 pi, -5 pi is right here. So -5 pi is right here. So quadrangle falls right on our axis. So the point here is negative 1, 0. X is negative 1, y is 0. Now we've talked about cosine is associated with the x, and there's a whole lot of explanation behind that, but just remember that cosine is associated with the x. So if you need to know what cosine of negative 5 pi is, well, our x is negative 1. So cosine of negative 5 pi is negative 1. All right, so we'll stop here for today. I hope you learned something, and I hope this was helpful for you. Please come back. Remember to like and subscribe if you found something you did like, and I'll see you next time. Bye.